Mən bura Hayala xanımı dəvət edəcəm. Əslində Hayala xanım Şi Konqresin yaxın dostlarından biridir. Keçən ildə buradaydı, çıxış eləyirdi. Hayala xanım Nagiyeva PASHA Bank İdarə Heyətinin üzvüdür və çox təcrübəli bir insandır. Həm yəni peşəsi haqqında bunu deyə bilərik biz bankda işə görə. Həm ümumiyyətlə həyatı boyu və çox belə güləriz, xoş bir xanımdır. Və yenə də deyirəm Şi Konqresinin yaxın dostlarından biridir. Xoş gəlmisiniz bura. Sizin çox maraqlı bir paneliniz olacaq və çox maraqlı dostlarınız olacaq, qonaqlarınız olacaq. Buyurun.
Salamlayıram. Bizim panelimiz İngilizcə olacaq. Ona görə mən İngilizcə davam edəcəm. Şi Konqresdə çox iştirak eləmişəm, amma moderator kimi ilk dəfə iştirak edirəm və çox həyəcanlıyam. Our panel is about women in tech and in general diversity, inclusion and equity. So I will introduce you my privileged guests, panel speakers. Jana Krimpe, founder of B.EST Solutions, head of mobile ID consortium. Please welcome her to the stage. Leyla Hanım Nasrullayeva, commercial director of Eurodesign. Eldar Jahangirov, general manager of IT company Femmes in Azerbaijan. And Fidan Farzalyeva, advisor to the minister and head of HR for the Ministry of Digital Development and Transport in Azerbaijan. Welcome. I'm really, really proud to have you as a panel speakers in this beautiful panel. Even though it's the end of the day, the previous speech and topics were so breathtaking, and I hope that we will add some flavor to the day. I was actually checking some statistics about women in tech. Myself, as a woman in banking, also belong to minority, let's say, but actually I was really shocked that when I compared banking, women in banking and women in tech, actually in tech we have twice less women than in banking. So if banking is around like 35% women, in tech it's around 10-12% in Forbes 500 companies. So no wonder why this is a subject today in Şi Congress. But Eldar, I don't want to be discriminating, but to be honest, when I looked at the statistics and when I look to our panel today, I see more women here, more ladies than the men, which is also paradoxical. And I believe that that will be interesting to share your personal experiences in different areas of technology, of tech industry today with our honored guests, and how you made all the paths, how you broke all the glass ceilings. We were supposed to talk about diversity inclusion, but with all my respect, this is such a deep and wide topic that we will need maybe 3 days to discuss it. But I believe that the path to the diversity actually starts as minimum as with a gender balance, with the closure of the gap between men and women in leadership in tech companies and in male-dominated industries. With this in mind, I'm aware that we have time limitations and etc. So that's why I prefer today we talk about the path to the diversity through the closing the gap, adding the diversity in leadership in tech between men and women. So I would like to start with Jana Hanım. From time to time, I will be interrupting and asking questions because I want it to be interactive and interesting for our guests as well. Jana Hanım, as a woman in the technology industry, how you made all the way to Şi Congress? Why Şi Congress?
Thank you, Hayala. First of all, I would like to thank USAID who supported this panel, and thank you, Şi Congress, because I so much like women support women, and I hope so much that the Şi Congress will be continuously an example for other women organizations to support each other. So let's see the statistics in reality. Please raise your hands, those who are women in tech here in this room. Please raise your hands that everybody will see. So you see the number, yes? And this is the real statistics. So unfortunately, I would like to see that all of you raise your hands, because technology in life of every of yours, in your everyday activities, whatever you are doing, you are teaching, you are being in hospital as a doctor, you are being a top designer, you're all using technology. So next time, please raise your hands, because you are all part of technology. And very often about my stories, so with men, usually I met with men because of that statistics, because all these guys on a C-level in IT, they're only males. And they're asking very skeptically about me, because by the education, I'm a political scientist. And today, what I'm doing, I'm dealing with quantum-ready cryptography. So, and what does it mean? It means that when I was 25 years old, for this time, I was advisor of President Office of 2 Estonian presidents. And I was politician, and I was a civil servant in the top positions. And one day, I imagined that my life is over, because I know everything, what every single person on the table will tell next minute. And it's so boring, because I know what will happen with me next 15 years. I decided, no, Jana, stop. You need to start from zero. You need to do something extremely different. I understood that Estonia is too small to make big things at those moments. It was 15 years ago. And I decided I need to come to Baku, to Azerbaijan. Why? I don't know, because my mom was born here, and I thought it should be sign from God. If my mom was born here, it's a good country to come.
I think it's a very important reason.
Absolutely, yes, it is an important reason. And I'm very happy. And when I came here, I decided that what to do here in the country, which is the most advantaged country in a business, because you was a centuries as a center of the Silk Road. So you can sell and buy goods much better than me from Estonia. So I understood that I need to make something special, and this was technology. I understood that I would like to bring some value to this country, building e-government, building some very modern instruments like mobile identity, like Asanimza, like a lot of instruments what I have learned from Estonia. And you ask me, have I scared? Yes, I scared. I left everything behind, all my family, my brothers, my mother, my father, and I came to Azerbaijan having nobody here, no friends, no relatives, nobody. Absolutely different culture. And what I want to tell is that if you would like to start a journey, you always need to come out from your comfort zone. It's a huge risk, because you lose everything what was before. You don't know exactly, have you got a salary, have you got the money, as your ideas will be realized. But if you love what you want to do, if you really believe, so you will be succeeded. And every single moment I'm happy. I love Azerbaijan so much. For 15 years I'm here. It's my second motherland. And starting with point zero as pro-political scientist, for today I'm participating in all top leading conferences all over the world, talking about the latest trends in identity, in cryptography. And everything was self-learned. What I want to tell girls, you can start from zero, from today, and everything in your hands. You shouldn't be engineered by education to start technology. You can do your choice yourself. This is what I wanted to tell, because today it's extremely a huge amount of possibilities, how to get knowledge, how to get experiences, how to get support of women like we are in Femmes Digital here, because there are a lot of prominent, very amazing, very smart women in technology in Azerbaijan, and we hope that you will be familiar with our organization more, and afterwards come to us and networking. Thank you very much.
Jana, I have one question for you. This is amazing how you changed your profile radically, and thank you for sharing it with us. Why do you think that it's important to have women in tech?
You know, it's extremely important. For my opinion, you go to school to learn how to read and write. I absolutely believe that today, when children go to school, they need to start to learn technology at the same level, like to start to read and write, because this is an extremely important part of our life. Our country never be in a top leading countries if we are all together not start to implement technology in our everyday life. Because whatever you are doing today, it's so much dependent on technology. Surgeries, very difficult operations that doctors are doing, they are doing through technology. Teachers, amazing teachers, what we have today in this auditorium, they are using technology, teaching every day their school children. Designers who are here, a lot of them, they are using the latest program to design 3D, so a lot of technologies. So please, don't take the STEM like something for boys, something for men. This is a part of every single woman's life. And if you would like to be succeeded, if you would like to be succeeded not only in Azerbaijan, but all over the world, to replicate our solutions, to sell whatever you're doing in your everyday business, you need to use technology. So we should be much smarter, much innovative, much succeeded, because women are really amazing in Azerbaijan, and we have a lot of possibilities to compete with men and to really to come to technological sector and to bring added value, because no one tech company, and I'm also the owner and CEO of tech company, it's so extremely important to involve women in product design, because I can't sell my product if I not involve 50% of population of the country.
Yes.
So how I can sell my product if women are not designers of my product? So it's
like
impossible.
Bosch products.
Exactly.
Like we saw today. Yeah, thank you very much for sharing. You touched very important points like transferring the major from political sciences into technology in the tech industry. One of the factors I read while I was doing some research about women in tech was that most of the respondents, ladies who were answering the survey, why they go to tech, because they said they don't see enough role models to learn from, they don't believe that there is a support, etc. With these notes, I would like to refer my next question to Leyla Hanım. Leyla Hanım, how it feels to be a role model in tech industry, and how do you pass this through your experience, through your journey to younger generation? What would be your key message as a role model? Very rare. They're very rare. I checked the Fortune 500. Only 9% women CEOs and C-level in tech companies. This is very little number. So I thought banking is bad, but it's not far bad.
Very tricky questions. The first of all, I want to mention that I have 3 sons. And the first of all, doesn't matter what you do, you have to be a role model for them. Mm-hmm. Because if they see mother as successful woman, if they respect you as a professional, not only like house ladies, they will automatically looking for the old woman which is around them completely different. And I also want to mention one thing. Unfortunately, often in Azerbaijan, the young girls face some certain right limitation even in the beginning, when they choosing how to where to go further after this high school. Unfortunately, many still believe that the lady have to continue their education exclusively in some traditional female fields, as a medicine or education, or to obtain the certain degree just like the part of the bride dowry. This is, I really think that we are not, like the country, we are very young and we are not so rich that we are able to block 50% of our population from the development of our country. Each of us, each of you have some unique talent, unique characters, interests. And I really believe that we have to develop, investigate, and develop these unique talents. Because each of you, the citizens of your country, each of you, the important part of your family, and you have to be the role model for your kids. You have to be a role model not only for your kids, but also for all the young generation. if you ask me, I'm personally faced this limitation. When 23 years ago I'm studying in Polytechnical University, I was not only and only woman in the class. I was also 8-month pregnant woman. And it was very difficult to earn the respect not only from classmates, but even from professors. Professors was ready to give me the pass just for get me out from the building as quickly as possible. And it's also the challenge. I believe that any challenge open new opportunity for growth and for development. If you ask me what I want to advise to the young ladies, it's not something universal, but I can say that embrace you to your individuality and never let anyone determine your worth. Around you by the people who love you, by the people who will support you. Many years ago, my father supported me in my choice. For the last 27 years, my husband and my sister always was on my side. And this is very important, to have your supporting team who will help you even when things will get tough. You are the amazing women, and I really believe that you are able to shape your own destiny.
And we have Leyla Hanım as a role model in tech industry in Azerbaijan, self-made, who will support the young ladies who are interested, and feel free to talk to her afterwards to share more insights with her. And Eldar Bey, how does it feel? Can I ask you a little bit personal question? Yeah? How does it feel to be only men on the stage?
Frankly speaking, I feel myself really discriminated because I carefully take a look at our agenda and I saw you gave me 1 minute less.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
I don't know what is driven by.
That was a revenge.
Did you want me to feel how it feels like to be a minority or not?
Yes.
But I definitely have that feeling, and I really want to congratulate all the organizers. You are having an amazing gathering here. I am inspired to come here, driven by one incident that happened just a couple of weeks ago with my niece. I will tell about it. But first of all, I'd like to say that an amazing thing happened. I told my daughter that I'm invited to speak at such a She Congress, She event, and she started to laugh out loudly. She said, "Papa, this world is going crazy because you are the most sexist, orthodox, really conservative person on this planet, and you are invited to speak on the She Congress. This world is going really crazy."
And you have only 4 minutes. Only 4 minutes.
Yeah, I know, you're getting it down and down all the time, discriminating, pushing. You're discriminating male all the time. I'm organizing a parallel Congress right after the event, and the name will be here, and I will show you how it works and what it means.
Yeah, but I believe you're, as a leader, you don't do the same in your company. I would really like to hear you as a CEO, male CEO. How do you close the gender gap in your company?
I think regarding the corporate culture, I have a very strong internal feeling that I have lots of literacy regarding the corporate life of our country, and I witness and observe really some elements which reside deeply in our society. One of my observations is that people in our country, regardless of the gender, male, female, when they go to work, they basically experience social exercise. Really seldom people go to work to make contribution in this country. People go to work to discuss series of Netflix last night, to discuss the corporate games departments are playing, managers are playing. Really seldom people, by the end of the day, week, months, quarter, 6 months, and year, ask a question to themselves. What was my contribution to this company? Why am I paid? What am I paid for? What is my contribution? Or there is a parallel assessment method where you evaluate not your contribution to the general success, but you may evaluate your progress, how better you became, what did you learn new. So my response to your question is that a real true manager, that's, I think, proven practically deeply, should not consider genders. A real manager considers job needs to be done. Mm-hmm. I don't care whether you wear a skirt or a pants. I don't care are you using lipstick or not. I only care about the outcomes of your contribution, of your department, of your function, of your KPIs. If a manager is tailored to look at the employee in terms of the key performance indicators, then these gender-related things, they really go to the background. And I promised to tell a story, yes, a really short one that happened just a couple of weeks ago with my niece. She lives, by the way, my daughter is calling. It's amazing how this works. She lives abroad. My brother is a military diplomat, and his family lives abroad. And my father came to visit them to see his grandchildren. And we're having a Zoom call with Eileen. My niece is 12, absolutely fantastic young lady, really innovative, really advanced, smart. She wins me in chess constantly. I'm suffering, not here, I'm suffering there as well. And we're having a Zoom call, and she shows me what she has programmed. She made a software using Python. That's a programming language programmers use to make software. We are having a Zoom call, and she's showing me, Eldar, this is what I did, this is my code, this is the purpose, and so on. And on the background, I see the voice of my father, who says, sorry, I will say it in Azerbaijani, he says, Aylin, bəs də boş-boş işlərlə məşğul oldun, get mamaya kömək elə.
But you felt it.
And I saw the eyes of this kid, a 12-year-old young lady. She's programming, she's making software, and she is pushed by family to go and to dry the plates together with mom. She didn't say anything, but frankly, I swear to God, when I saw her eyes, I felt the essence of this event.
Mm. And what do you do as a male leader in your company to overcome this kind of situations? Because obviously there are a lot of men in your company might be doing the same, to female employees. Your sense of empathy is very high. The story you told gives me a feeling that if you felt it through the eyes of the screen, you can feel it in your day-to-day life, in your day-to-day job. Do you come across with this kind of situations? And what do you do as a leader, as a male leader, to support women in your company?
I will be very frank and very open and very transparent. When you're a hiring manager, when you are a hiring manager and you employ a person, definitely you need to look at the horizon more than 1 year. If you are dealing with a lady, she is from 20 to 30, you objectively understand that your function in your department can be damaged by the fact that she is a lady and she might get married and she will be, how to say in English, decret?
Maternity leave.
Maternity leave. She will have maternity leave, you will have to find a replacement and so on. When you face these situations, me personally, what do? I first of all, as I said, I look at the performance of this person. I never hire a person looking at the curriculum vitae, resume, reference, and so on. There is always practical task really close to the job expected from the person. And when I hire a lady, which is in this age range, I calm myself down by thinking that she is going to deliver one more customer for our company.
That's nice.
That's how I treat it, frankly speaking.
That's very nice, long-term thinking. Thank you very much. It sounds like the talent pipeline planning. With these notes, Fidan Hanım, with your rich HR experience both in public and private sector, I would like to get your thoughts about actually growing the leaders, the potential leaders, especially in non-traditional fields, which are the emerging fields like tech industry. how we as a leaders today should develop the future leaders, and how do you practice it in your governance, in your HR frameworks, and how is it different from the public and private sector?
If you noticed, before I start, I discriminated Eldar even more by taking his microphone. Sorry, it was just more comfortable to do it that way. But in terms of maybe just a little bit of introduction so that people in the room understand what I'm going through in the last year and a half. After 18 years in a multinational company in oil and gas industry in Azerbaijan, I moved to a government organization. And you know, when people introduce me, I know what they're thinking behind. In the behind of their mind, that crazy woman who moved from BP to government. and I accept that, yes. It was stepping out of comfort zone a big way, but there was a reason why I did that. There was a purpose why I did that. And that ties back to the question that you're asking. This country needs new leaders, leaders who are relevant to today's realities. And unfortunately, whereas in corporate world and in national organizations, we have those leaders, in government organizations, we don't. And somebody needs to take that responsibility. Of course, there is a leader, a minister, who is leading our organization. And just to describe the perimeter of his responsibility, it is 45,000 people. You need leaders to lead this massive organization. And he realized that. And when he invited, it was on his list that, Fidan, what do we need to do? How we can accelerate that? And we started with things that are the foundation of it. And the foundation is, of course, values. How can you lead any organization without values? And it took us 1 year just to put it down, to facilitate conversations on what is the message we want to tell the society, to our employees. It is about people, including citizens and the employees. It is about courage, because it will require courage to move the agenda forward. It is about development. And after putting this together, after having a common language, we're still rolling out the values. There is another challenge of putting together programs, including communication channels, including delivery of speeches by himself, because we all know that role modeling is the best way. So him coming out to tell the story of his expectations, what is working and what is not working, and putting this agenda together with him really helps. And apart from that, we are also doing leadership capacity building program. Now, the corporate organizations in this country started this journey 25 years ago. We started last year. And a year later, when we received the feedback as a ministry that, you know, you broke a barrier, the ministry thought that capacity building for leadership in private organizations, in universities, and we partnered with AKTA, the best in the country. Other ministries followed. This is the type of breakthrough we can achieve, because if we do it solely on our own, we won't be able to deliver it. We need to make sure that the whole society comes forward and all of the organizations come forward to go through this transformation. Transformation in the mindsets, first of all, of what is possible. A lot was said today in the room, and I don't want to repeat anything. Brilliant woman. We were honored by the speeches today. But I really want to ask one question. While there were these presentations, do you know what is imposter syndrome? Not believing. Can you raise your hand if you have an imposter syndrome? So one of the feedbacks that I receive is that I come across as very confident. And I want to leave this message in this room. It is something that I learned. I didn't have it from the beginning. I still think there are other people who can do this job better than me. I was just maybe at the right time of my life, maybe at the right time of the experience, and have received the offer to move. Having an imposter syndrome is normal. Thinking that there are others who can do this job better than you, it is normal. But there is one formula that I share whenever I talk about the syndrome. Tell yourself, but there is nobody else to fill in the shoes right now. I'm here and I will do my best today to deliver this job. And that has been carrying me forward for many years. So with that thought, over to you.
Thank you. We'll get to the very last note, Fidan. As an HR specialist, I'm sure you have come across the recruitment process, etc., in your past experience. For the young ladies in the room, what that would be the key message for you to overcome the change and challenges in their way? What would be that advice, the only advice?
I think a lot of advice has been shared in the room already, and without repeating anyone, making sure that you take the responsibility for learning, for your own development, is the best thing you can do. There will be nobody around you who will own it more than you do, or who will be more interested in that. Just own it. I'll just bring one example. In BP, we had a huge HR department, and I was part of a team that was doing a very particular thing. I was a very junior employee, that is 24 years ago. I was doing a very particular thing, and I didn't know a lot about other things that were delivered in the department. And when I was asked in a shuttle bus that was driving employees, like, how does that policy work? I was ashamed that I didn't know it. Now, I came up to a manager, and I asked him that I really want to know that because I was asked that question, and I feel that I couldn't respond. Can you help me to understand this so I can be a better face for HR, a better ambassador? And he looked at me and said, wow, this is rare. So the message is, own it. Mm-hmm. If you are the face of whatever you do, if you don't know it, go and ask. Make sure, but be that ambassador, be that, and there will be people who will support you to gain that knowledge, to deliver these messages. The success story is really simple. Own your development.
Continuous learning.
And continue to learn.
Thank you so much. I learned so much from you today, by the way. Also, it's the first time I really explored the tech industry and leaders in tech industry. I'm really proud to share the panel with you. I think the world and also Azerbaijan needs leaders like you, and I wish you good luck in nurturing and growing the future leaders in your industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you.